Hey everyone, welcome back to Sports Buzz, your one-stop shop for all things sports. Let's kick things off in New York, where the Jets are making waves not just for their performance on the field, but also for some serious off-field drama. Haason Reddick, one of the league's top pass rushers, is in hot water, and the situation just escalated. Reddick, who was acquired by the Jets after a stint with the Philadelphia Eagles, has been holding out since day one, refusing to play over contract disputes. Despite showing up for a press conference on April Fool's Day, he hasn't taken a single snap for the Jets. The result? Over $9 million in lost wages, with $5 million in fines alone. Adam Schefter, the agency representing Reddick, has officially parted ways with him. This holdout has lasted 5 games, with Reddick forfeiting around $800,000 per game. Jets fans and analysts are left wondering how the team will move forward without him, and if Reddick will be able to resolve this conflict anytime soon. It's a huge loss for both the Jets and Reddick. For the Jets, they lose one of their top defensive prospects. For Reddick, it's a financial and reputational blow. We'll have to keep our eyes on how this plays out in the coming weeks. Moving from one New York shocker to another, Aaron Rodgers had some interesting comments following the sudden firing of Jets head coach Robert Saleh. This one really caught people off guard. Saleh's firing came after the Jets' 2-3 start to the season, a tough blow for the franchise. However, in a press conference shortly after, Aaron Rodgers addressed the situation with a surprising amount of self-reflection. Rodgers mentioned that the team as a whole didn't perform to the level they should have, putting much of the blame on himself. He said, "If we had played better, maybe things would have turned out differently, but here's where things get interesting." Rodgers also revealed that he had conversations with defensive coordinator Jeff Ulbrich before Saleh's firing. Apparently, he knew changes were coming. It's a wild situation, and one that only seems to be getting more complicated. How will this impact the Jets' already rocky season? Stay tuned for more updates. Next up, controversy in Pittsburgh. Wide receiver George Pickens is in hot water after violating the NFL's strict uniform policy with a message that left fans and officials stunned. Pickens, known for his fiery attitude, made headlines during the Steelers game against the Cowboys when he painted a message on his eye black. The message? "Open effing always now." This clearly violates NFL Rule 5, Section 4, Article 8, which states that players cannot display personal messages without prior approval. Pickens' bold move has landed him in trouble with the league, which enforces strict guidelines around player uniforms. This isn't the first time Pickens has tested the boundaries of the NFL's rules, but this time, it could lead to a fine or even a suspension. It'll be interesting to see how the league handles this one. Will Pickens face disciplinary action? We'll keep you updated as more details emerge. Now let's head over to the West Coast, where the San Francisco 49ers are gearing up for their Thursday night matchup against the Seattle Seahawks. The big question is, will George Kittle and Fred Warner play? According to reports, both Kittle and Warner were full participants in Wednesday's practice. That's huge news for a team that has been struggling with injuries all season long. Kittle, who missed Week 3 with a rib injury, has been back on the field and looked solid last week with 8 catches for 64 yards and a touchdown against the Cardinals. Fred Warner, dealing with an ankle issue, is also expected to play. With both All-Pros ready for action, the 49ers have a much-needed boost going into their primetime showdown against the Seahawks. This could be a turning point for the team as they look to improve on their 2-3 start. If the Niners can stay healthy, they've got a real shot at turning this season around. It's going to be a must-watch game. Finally, we've got a lighter story for you. Rookie quarterback Spencer Rattler of the New Orleans Saints is making headlines not just for his performance on the field, but for his relationship off the field. Rattler's girlfriend, Yasmina Gonzalez, has been by his side since high school, and their relationship is getting a lot of attention as he prepares to start his first NFL game. Yasmina, a social media star in her own right, has over 18,000 followers on Instagram and regularly shares glimpses into their life, whether it's workouts or poolside hangs. As Spencer Rattler gears up to lead the Saints against the Buccaneers, it's clear he's got a strong support system behind him. Fans are excited to see what this dynamic duo can accomplish, both on and off the field. Spencer's journey is just beginning, and with Yasmina cheering him on, the future looks bright for this young quarterback. And that wraps up today's episode of Sports Buzz. From shocking holdouts to exciting injury updates and everything in between, we've